We are live with NoDQ.com's recap of Friday Night Smackdown for August 26th, 2022. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live or on demand. I appreciate your viewership and support. We are very close now to the Clash at the Castle 2022 premium live event. This week's SmackDown was in Detroit, Michigan. WWE actually taped 2 episodes of SmackDown. Spoilers should be up on NoDQ.com very shortly. And we have our final segments and matches leading up to the premium live event. Let's go ahead and get started with this recap. We kicked off the show with Ricochet versus his old rival, Happy Corbin. Ricochet quickly sent Corbin to the outside of the ring. He did this cool corkscrew dive off the second rope to the outside. Ricochet then got thrown into the ring post. Corbin took control for a while. It was back and forth, but then Ricochet hit the shooting star press to pick up the 1-2-3 victory over Happy Corbin. Happy Corbin once again on a downward spiral. We've seen this storyline before with him, bum-ass Corbin. Pat McAfee continuing to mock him, drawing the doodles on the screen and just taking shots at Corbin. I guess we'll maybe see something with Pat McAfee and Happy Corbin again at some point. Definitely seems like this storyline with them is not over. Walter Cruz, regular NoDQ.com contributor, said, "Say yes to NoDQ. Please share and like. Hashtag stick to my shtick and a hell of a SmackDown entertained me. That's all I ask from any wrestling company." Thank you for that, Walter. I appreciate it. And I want to see more of the bum-ass Corbin, but some people want to see him go back to that lone wolf version of Corbin. What do you think? Let me know. Leave a comment on YouTube. Do you want bum-ass Corbin? Do you want lone wolf Corbin? Do you want something completely different? Let me know in the comments section. Shout out to everybody watching this live right now. I very much appreciate it. Michael Wayne, usually in the chat. I appreciate it. Steve-O, Darren G, Funny Stuff, Ken Terminates DQ, Anthony, Tic Tat Tat, God Mode Z. You guys are awesome. I very much appreciate you tuning in live. Joey Perez as well. We had the Street Profits running into Hit Row backstage. Hit Row said that they got the smoke. Little quick segment here with these two groups. Then we had the first of 2 Drew McIntyre video packages. This first one was about him talking about how he was the first Scottish wrestler to sign with WWE. And we had this rise and fall story going from the Indies to WWE, becoming the chosen one, but then ultimately being released. And then we had Karrion Kross and Scarlett appear in the arena for a black and white promo. And Kross basically said, maybe it's Drew's time, but maybe it's not. Tick tock. And next week, we are going to see Karrion Kross make his SmackDown in-ring debut. And yeah, Street Profits are on Raw, but who cares about that at this point? I mean, I used to care, but I have really gotten beyond getting upset about it at this point. The brand to brand initiative, whatever. But you know what? If they save the next draft for after WrestleMania, I'll be a happy camper. Next up, we had a last chance fatal four-way women's tag team tourney match. We had Shotzi, Xia Li going up against Sonya Deville and Natalya, Dana Brooke and Tamina, and Nikki Cross, Nikki ASH, and Doudrop. And in this match, anybody could tag into anybody they wanted to. And this was surprisingly a quick match. Not much to say about it. Dana Brooke did this superplex to Nikki all the way to the outside onto everybody. But then Sonya Deville threw Nikki back in the ring and pinned her. And that was that. Not much of a match here. Sonya and Natalya advanced, and they would go on later in the show to face Raquel Gonzalez and Aaliyah. We had a Shayna Baszler video package, which I liked. Well done, building her up for Liv Morgan. And then we had Sheamus with the Brawling Brutes in the ring for a promo, but he was quickly interrupted by Gunther, and Sheamus on the mic said that he is a real ring general. He has beaten the best of the best, and he listed names like John Cena, Roman Reigns, even Triple H. Gunther said that Sheamus is nothing like him. He's going to teach Sheamus what violence is all about. And he said he's going to chop Sheamus's chest into bloody bits. Unfortunately, the crowd was chanting, "What?" I thought Gunther was doing a great job with the promo. Then all of a sudden, Butch attacked Ludwig Kaiser, and we had a brawl between Butch and Holland with Ludwig. And as this was going on, these three guys were fighting. Gunther and Sheamus were just staring each other down, never looking away, never turning away, never blinking an eye, just a cold stare down, no movement. And several people pointed out to me that Jon Moxley and Tanahashi did this a couple months ago. I already forgot about it, and I thought this segment was really good. So that one probably not as effective as this one, in my opinion. Wrestling subjective, everyone has an opinion, but I completely forgot about that AEW Dynamite one, and I really enjoyed this, and I thought this was a good segment to build up the match. My feeling is Sheamus will be the babyface in the match, but who knows at this point? The crowd's going to cheer for both of them, so it's just going to be a matter of who gets the better reaction. Might be 50-50, though. Dr. Dakota Scorpio sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Says, they should mute the what chants, LOL. Yeah, they could. They could try to do that, but it might be difficult to turn that down and be able to hear the wrestler talking. I mean, they probably could, but might be too much work. Also, you never know when the fans are going to bust it out. We had Sonya and Natalya doing a backstage promo, but I was distracted. In the background, we had Nikki and Doudrop arguing. I'm still hoping they'll drop those names and we can have Nikki Cross and Piper Niven again. But again, I think it's wishful thinking. What about Butch going back to Pete Dunne? I mean, Triple H, what's the deal here? You're in charge now. Let's make it happen. We then had Sami Zayn wanting to once again go into Roman Reigns' locker room. Zayn blamed being hurt as to why he did not win the five-way match last week. Thought Roman Reigns would want to see him since he saved Roman from the Claymore kick last week, taking the bullet. Roman Reigns did, in fact, allow Sami Zayn to come into the room, and Zayn said that Reigns can count on him for anything, and Reigns did, in fact, say he needs another favor. He needs McIntyre distracted. He wants Zayn to take care of McIntyre. Zayn was hoping that the bloodline would be out there with him, but Reigns said it's all about Zayn and he's going to go out there and do it. And Zayn was, trying to act like that was cool and all, but, he wanted some help, wasn't going to get it against Drew McIntyre. As usual, these guys have good chemistry, and Jey Uso not into Sami Zayn at all. At least Jimmy was giving Zayn a little bit of credit. We had the tournament match, Natalya and Sonya Deville going up against Raquel and Aaliyah. Bayley was out there along with Io Sky and Dakota Kai. And Natalya got the upper hand, hitting Aaliyah with a Michinoku driver. And then later on, Sonya Deville hit a running knee to Raquel, but Raquel kicked out. Raquel made her comeback, hit the choke slam bomb, got the 1, 2, 3, and we got our match set. Now, why are they not doing this at Clash at the Castle? They're doing the final match of the tournament on Raw, which I think if you want people to care about the women's tag team titles, it should be at the premium live event. Just saying. I'm not a fan of it taking place on Raw. Walter Cruz sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you, Walter. Says, no need for a heel and face dynamic for Walter versus Gunther or Gunther versus Sheamus. Just let them brawl. Imagine the old Walter, the big Walter, the chubby Walter versus the leaner Gunther. Hey, maybe on WWE 2K22 somebody can make that match. And I agree with Steve-O. I do miss Walter's old theme song. We had Maximum Male Models doing a backstage photo shoot, and they were interrupted. A bus was there that started playing the Hit Row theme song. And then we had a follow-up to this a little bit later, which I'll get to shortly. We had a New Day promo. Xavier Woods was in a wheelchair. However, he had a little blanket. And the last time somebody did this, turns out he was faking it. That man, of course, was one Kevin Nash way back at the end of WCW. So Xavier was upset, said that they just underestimated the Viking Raiders, saw the Viking Raiders burning their legacy last week, and then he teased the idea that maybe they were going to retire. But then, of course, the Viking Raiders interrupted and talked about how they despise weakness, and now they are going to put the New Day down. They got into the ring, but of course, Xavier was faking the injury, threw a kendo stick over at Kofi, and the two of them beat down the Viking Raiders with kendo sticks. And Pat McAfee even said, this is so Big Daddy cool. And next week, they're going to do a tag team match, basically a Vikings rules match, whatever. That'll be on next week's SmackDown. This was more or less an angle to set up that match, which is fine. This doesn't need to be on the premium live event. I'm fine with this being on SmackDown. And then Maximum Male Models wrote Hit Row sucks on the bus, but then Hit Row showed up, challenged them to a match for next week's show, and then revealed that that was not their bus. Turns out that bus belonged to the Street Profits. Whoops. Maximum Male Models screwed up on that one. Segment was fine. It's just something for them to do, but didn't really blow me away or anything. But yeah, we got that match coming up next week. And then the Usos warned Sami Zayn to not blow it this time in the match with Drew McIntyre. We had the part 2 video package of Drew McIntyre. This was about his comeback in WWE, showed the WrestleMania victory and other clips. And then McIntyre said the journey begins now to Roman Reigns at Clash at the Castle. These were very well done. WWE always does a great job with the video packages. Then we had the main event, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Pretty much what you would expect. Sami Zayn was playing cat and mouse, and he did get the advantage for a while. He went for a chop block, hit a sunset power bomb, hit a tornado DDT, could not put away McIntyre. McIntyre made his comeback, did his throws, and then he went for the Claymore, but the Usos ran down, and then Sami Zayn hits the Blue Thunder Bomb and scored the 1-2-3 victory over Drew McIntyre. You all know when I say that, it's not true. Blue Thunder Bomb never beat anybody ever. It probably did at some point, but yeah, we're just going to say it. Blue Thunder Bomb never gets the job done. So anyways, Zayn had nothing left after that. McIntyre hit the Claymore, and McIntyre actually got the win, as we all expected. And then you had the Usos out there. Roman Reigns attacked McIntyre. McIntyre was able to fight off Roman, but then the numbers game caught up with him. Reigns hit the spear. Usos were using steel chairs. Sami Zayn came back in, hit the haluva kick, and they used the steel steps on McIntyre. And then Reigns got McIntyre in the ring and yelled at him, saying that he will stay on the mountaintop until he decides to step down. And then finally, Roman sat on a chair over the body of McIntyre and held up the championships. Nice little visual. Post-match angle was pretty good. All in all, though, after last week's SmackDown in Montreal, like this felt like a very run-of-the-mill show. And I think maybe it was because of the double taping. They got stuff for next week. Like, this SmackDown felt very much like filler content heading into the premium live event. So for that, it wasn't one of the better shows of this Triple H era so far, in my opinion. I'm giving it a B-. It was pretty solid, but if you skipped this one, really you did not miss a whole lot. You could watch a few YouTube clips and you can move on with your weekend or day or whatever. So B- for this one. Felt like it was a little lackluster, but it wasn't a bad show by any means. It was pretty good. Just not like, holy cow, this was a must-see show type of vibe. That was SmackDown, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the live stream. If you did, we're very close to 60,000 subscribers. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. We got a lot of stuff coming up on the channel next week. In addition to all the recaps, we're going to have predictions for 3 events: Clash at the Castle, All Out, and Worlds Collide, the NXT show. And we'll have recaps as well next weekend. So it's going to be busy. Labor Day weekend coming up. Say yes to NoDQ.com. Enjoy your weekend. Take care, everybody, and I will see you all next time.